blowing, forgetting, fallacy for between in the way that things are. Fear is in between the places, the spots, the spotification of dwelling that is a pattern forming forever. Search not in the not, or search therein the not, and it will unwind and reveal, shedding the light, a dissipated light, already forgot, already discharged, already done, really undone, decomposed, corrupted, corseted, corset for the impeachable demand of studying fear. Inevitable, forthright, forbidden and unforbidden, best go with unforbidden to find the fear, adding boxes upon boxes to the point ad nauseum, to the point of making your own way. Michael, make your own way, originally finding fear should be a path of creative expression. A what? Da, ta, ma, da, dama, da, ma, za, ma, na, za, blue, cerulean sky, blue, favorite for the day before, 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 the day. Jam, raspberry jam on fear. Make it added to a recipe that is your own. And you will be all right. This is the second video on practicing FFA. Noticed, again, laying in bed this morning for feels like an hour or two, a lot of free-floating thoughts coming, wanting to perhaps do a video, perhaps not, wasn't sure. Very interested to also do a third video or another on just free associating, on the process of free association that I'm practicing. So that would be without a focus on fear per se. Although ultimately my goal is to put my practice of understanding free association with the practice of fear-free association. Association process as attention process as related to fear. And it's that flow of all those three elements at least that becomes particularly exciting for me in this exploration. You can watch some of my first video as well, which I've published. This one I may not publish right away or even ever publish, but I'll archive it anyway in my own files. In laying this morning and thinking about free association, I was thinking I do have these powerful experiences sometimes when I'm probably tired and ready to go to bed, go to sleep, and particularly if I'm laying in bed, even if I wake up from a dream state, that hypnopompic period, kind of light trance state, half asleep, half awake, somewhere in between. I noticed that in between word came into what I was doing today, which was actually just creating these little squares and reproducing them. And it's a technique I've been defining and thinking about in my art practice, aesthetic practice. That's another topic. But that's what I did today to allow the free flowing of the association by me focusing attention there with my kind of right brain having to do spatial and careful work, right, to get the square shape right, roughly. But in between, there's this flow. Sometimes laying in bed, I'll just I'll watch the visual images coming. So I'm kind of wide awake at another level, and I'm just watching things, pictures literally being painted by my dream narrator right in front of my closed eyes on the screen of Dreamtime. And it's amazing to watch just how quick it is, how spontaneous it is, and that's a very interesting state to watch the development of. And so if I could ever get to that kind of free-flowing attention and associating that visual dream narrator has, and if I could get more of that dream narrator to come into my practicing life when I do this practice per se, FFA, that I'll get a more disciplined but spontaneous creation of connectivity. I'm quite pleased with the 2 sessions I have done, and I'm only giving 5 minutes to allow that process to unfold, but I seem quite ready, and everybody may not feel that same kind of flow or readiness when they try this technique, and I hope there will be people trying this technique, and let me know how it goes. I'd love to connect and keep exploring and collecting research on the technique itself. So yeah, I'm interested to actually be able to put fear as the focus of the conversation, because it is fear-free association, but fear isn't everything, right? Because it's fear-free attending or associating, the psychoanalytic technique. So I love that fear is attached. You see, it's added on, it's plussed. What I'm calling fear plussing is making fear plussed, added on to another process immediately. as one conceives of doing this fear work, fear practice. So again, fear work as one word is another way I fear plus. I put fear with work and I make them one word. Dish Suba and I use fearism and a few others of fear with the ism on it. Then it's no longer just fear, it's fear plussing. So that's a structural, linguistic, and an idea of how to move along from fear to fearlessness. Fearlessness is a fear plussing. That word, fearlessness, all one word, it's taken fear and it's plussed it along into this larger conception, larger chain, if you will, of phenomena and exploration of getting and having a particular relationship to fear that is not restricted to fear is over there, and then we got to do things to it, fill it, as I said in the last video, with all our knowledge and advice and wisdom, if that be the case. So that's enough for this video. I'll come back and want to look at this video, and I'm going to want to look at that first video that I did on FFA, and more insights are coming, and I've been sharing a little bit with some close folks in my circle on the FFA technique on that first video, and it's on my YouTube channel as well. And I'm finding some interesting things. I won't say something any profound right now, but everything from the Freudian slip notion has appeared, and perhaps some other connections. So I can't remember them all right in the moment, but that's not the point of this video. All right, so I'll close this for today. Thanks for listening.